if this...
Welcome everyone to the first annual Youth at Risk Phenomenal Mothers Luncheon. My name is Boss Lady. Claudette's not here, so I'm not getting any side looks like, yeah, really? Okay. My name is Simone Amelia. I've been with Youth at Risk for 2 years now as a mentor, and it's such an incredible part of my life. I'm a journalist, I'm a radio personality on Sirius satellite radio, and I'm honoured to be here hosting today. We celebrate mothers every day, Youth at Risk, and today in particular, this is going to be an annual event that we do every year. So, the CEO and President of New York Youth at Risk, Claudette C. Faison, she's unable to be here, unfortunately. Now, today was her baby. She has a baby who's here today as well, but this is another baby, the longest pregnancy ever, because today's program is the fruition of 3-4 years of work. So she's not here to see it being born, but she's here in spirit. So I want everyone to please welcome, in the place of our CEO, Claudette C. Faison. She's going to tell you a little bit about today and the incredible work that Youth at Risk does, Mrs. Angelia Holloway-Pinnock.
Since 1999, over 500 young women have completed the Women to Women program. And I'm here to tell you, there's no shame in being a mother. There's no shame in being a young mother. Carrying life for 9 months is not a badge of dishonor, of limitation, of lack. Carrying life for 9 months is a measure of your bigness. How much can you hold? How much can you stand for? How much can you embrace of the possibility of you? You, mother, daughter, sister, friend, wife, lover, caregiver, teacher, nurturer, manager. The point of this is for young mothers to learn that life is not over when you become pregnant. It's not over. The bigness just begun.
Do you remember the moment when you found out you were pregnant? Where were you, and how did you take it?
I was so young when I first got pregnant. I didn't realize that I was pregnant. It was the first time I ever had sex with a guy that I loved. My mom approached me and she said, "You're looking kind of fat. What's going on?" So she rubbed my stomach. But she had this look of horror on her face. So she said, "When was the last time you got your cycle?" And I started my period when I was 11, so I wasn't getting it regularly anyway. I'm like, I don't really know. She's just like, "Oh my God, I have to tell your dad." I think it didn't really register until I was in Wakefield.
I always struggled with low self-esteem, extreme low self-esteem when I was younger. So I never really believed that I could do certain things. I was always I was probably my worst enemy. Probably to this day, every now and then I have that negative chatter that goes into my head that I have to stop. A lot of those thoughts were that I couldn't achieve, that I wasn't smart enough, that I wouldn't be able to do the things that I wanted to do. And I always felt, and I still feel, that Kamar saved me. Because once I had him, I knew that I had to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve for him. Because I wanted him to always look up to his mom, and I wanted him to always feel proud of who I was and what I was doing. And even though I made a lot of mistakes, and even though through it, you know, and we went through the trenches together. You know, I was growing up with him. You know, so he was with me when the lights were getting shut off, and he was with me when we were holding each other at night and we didn't have any heat, you know, so, and I would always talk to him about, you're not going to have to go through this when you get older, and I'm doing everything I do for you.
So he made success not an option.
No, it was not an option. It was not an option. I made sure that he knew that when I was going through things, like in terms of, you know, financial, because, you know, we all go through financial struggles. And I told him that everything I'm doing for you. Everything I'm doing for you. And I would always make it a point to be honest with him when he would ask me questions, because throughout their life they're going to ask you a whole lot of questions. And I never wanted to lie. I never wanted to not tell them the truth. And I believe that everything that I've done, all the things that I've achieved, all the degrees that I have, my biggest accomplishment is him. That's my biggest accomplishment.
Rosemary, Maria, Virginia. Emily B., Love and Hip Hop cast member for the past 2 seasons, but more importantly, a mother.
I'm a child of a teen mother. My mother had me at 16 years old. Growing up, I never saw my mother struggle. Like, I always thought she never allowed me.
She said, you never saw me, but
yeah, I never saw my mother struggle. You know, now that I'm an adult, we've talked, and she said, oh my God, I did struggle, I had hard times. She always told me, don't be like me, be better than me. So when I got pregnant, I was so hurt because I felt like I was gonna hurt her because she did it, and she had instilled that in me so much, like, don't do it, don't be like me. But I looked at my mother like she was everything, and she was a queen, and she didn't struggle. So I didn't see the hardship in it. After I had my daughter, reality, real reality, not Love and Hip Hop. You know, I was in 11th grade. I was pregnant. I was in school. I went to a vocational high school for fashion design, which is something that is important because even though I was pregnant, I still went to school every day, big belly and all. I started learning. My first thing I learned was to sew pillows and bags. And I said to myself, I lived in Virginia, a small town called Norfolk. And I'm like, how am I gonna be a fashion designer in Norfolk, Virginia? Like, I'm crazy for thinking that I could do this. But I still continued on. I never stopped following my dream. And even my mother always told me you could do it. So
Amen.
Here I am sewing pillows, pregnant, like I'm gonna be a big fashion designer. And here I am, 31 years old, with a line coming out on TV, successful. Yes. And I thank God, you know, because God was always my foundation. And my mother, she's a preacher's wife. So she prayed. So it's really all about prayer, foundation, and continuing to follow your dream. And always do the things that you love to do. Don't try to force something that you don't want to do just because it's it's social, like, you know, oh, you should be a doctor or you should be a lawyer. No, do what you love. And as long as you do what you love, if you follow your passion, you'll always succeed. If you want to be whatever it is, if you love to do it, then that's what you do. It doesn't matter what anybody can say. The real person that needs to be honored is my mother.
Miss Diane, the beautiful mother of Emily B., who had Emily when you were 16 years old. How proud are you of your daughter? I know, she's going to start home. And what was your journey like?
There are no words to say how proud I am of her. My journey was the same kind of...
No, I'm a crybaby already.
Now you see me cry.
Y'all see me cry.
Now you know where she gets it from. I'm very proud of my daughter. I had her at 16 and I did the same thing. I went to school with the belly. I went to college. I got, you know, a great job eventually. You can do it. If you dream it, you believe it, and you have a passion for what you love, you can do it.
I got the email about this. I had mixed signals about it because I was like, I don't know if I wanted to glorify being a teen mother. But then when I actually talked to her and I realized that there would be teen mothers in the room, it inspired me. Just because this happened doesn't mean that your life is over. You can continue to pursue your dreams and finish schools. Education is the most important thing. Even with my daughter now, it's like it's all about school. You know, you don't need no man. I know y'all see me on Love and Hip Hop crying and stuff over a man, but at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with my career. Because if he's gone, I'm gonna still have that. Focus on your job, your career, your education, what it is that you want to do in the future, because that is key. That's right. And And it's attractive and it's sexy and it makes a man want you even more. I'm telling you, a woman of power, men love that. And your kids are gonna a real man anyway. So focus on your career, focus on education, and focus on what you love.
Emily B, beautiful Diane, and beautiful Taina. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Welcome to our keynote speaker for today's brunch, Aisha Lyons.
I was raised in the Salem section in the Bronx. I was a straight A student, and I was in the talented and gifted class all throughout elementary school. But at the age of 13, I ended up getting pregnant. Since I was only in the 8th grade, I ended up going to school for teen moms and was able to graduate. And then I went to high school. By the time I was 18, I had another child. At that time, going back to school, getting my diploma was out of the question. Then tragedy struck. My main support system, my mom, passed away. 2 years later, I found myself with no job, no diploma, no source of income, and homeless. So I had tough decisions to make. So I went back to school, received my associate's degree, along with my GED. I received my bachelor's degree, and now I'm working on my master's degree.
Wow, yeah.
I am a witness that you can make it. You have to be willing to take the first step and don't let anyone dictate who you are. If you don't have a support system, then make one. Surround yourself with people that will uplift you and take you to the next level of your life.
I want to let everybody know that I have a sneaker coming out with Reebok in October. And the reason that's significant, can I get some applause there? That's a big deal. But the reason that's a big deal is because Reebok are donating $10,000 to Youth at Risk on my behalf. With the program, because to give financially is one thing, but as we all know, to give your time is more important.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out, all of you mothers, all of you daughters, sons, who made this event really great. I want to give a special thanks to our board members, to all the volunteers, childcare. Give it up for childcare. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the first annual phenomenal Mother's Award luncheon, appreciation luncheon, the first of many, and you all have made history today. And on behalf of the CEO and President, Claudette C. Faison, thank you. And thank you, Simone. You did an awesome job.